Oh boy, there are going to be a lot of divisive opinions on this video. I can already see it. 2 negative videos in 1 month. Let's go! So you can already tell from the title that this show fell hard. It fell so hard from the first season because season 1 is more like a watered down version of the game, but luckily the game has good plot and it was carrying it in their back, you know. While season 2 story is not as good, but it's not this terrible. Watching season 2 made me think this game's story was not this bad, and I was correct. So I had to rewatch The Last of Us Part 2 in a YouTube video, which is 8 hours by the way. I feel like that's a way more enjoyable experience for anyone who is willing to understand the story, because season 2 ain't doing it. You know, after watching that 8-hour video, I can definitely and confidently say that the game is way superior in every way. And I know that it's not supposed to be the same, but like, this is not how you do it. This is absolutely not how you do it. Now, there are a few things that I like about season 2 that changed from the game, and it kinda served the story better. But you know, I like how Abby found out Joel's identity by accident because they were in the moment, and Dina shouted in the background his name, and you know, I feel like that makes more sense than Joel and Tommy just introducing their names to a bunch of strangers in a cabin. And I like how Ellie found out that Joel lied to her because he lied to someone else and that he made a promise to her, and that became a catalyst for their strain in their relationship, which I feel like is better than finding a voice recorder, 1 in a million voice recorder in the wild, somewhere in the wild, especially in an apocalyptic world. And basically everything with Pedro Pascal in it. Do I need to say more? He's carrying the whole show in his back. Someone needs to give him pain meds. And once he dies, my family members reacted the same way as the gamers did. It became way less interesting, and nobody gives a damn about Ellie or Abby, you know, which is a fair point. Okay, that's probably where the things that I like end. Okay, maybe the set design, the VFX, the sound design, the cinematography was great. It was 10 out of 10 from that aspect. But everything else is Here's why. The writing for Ellie sucks. It just straight up sucks. I don't know who wrote the character. She does not act like a 19 or 20-year-old. She's still the same young angst teenager from season 1, and she looks like it. She hasn't aged. You expect me to believe that she's the 20-year-old with that face? And the characterization of Ellie in the show is terrible. I don't know if this is offensive, but she borderline has either bipolar or borderline personality disorder. Like, the mood swings she has in one episode is insane. Why would she be okay with Dina being pregnant while in the game she is mad? Rightfully so, which makes more sense. And the whole "I'm gonna be a daddy" line cringe is so bad. Like,
holy shit. I'm gonna be a dad.
Doesn't make sense. And completely disregarding that Jesse is the actual father. Meanwhile, you have that moment, but in the same episode, you have a moment where she is torturing Nora. There is a limit to our suspension of disbelief, okay? She needs to act more consistently, because you cannot expect me to believe that she will act like this in the morning and acts like that in the night. Like, it needs to be more consistent. Yeah, it just makes me question what was going on behind the scenes. Like, whoever directed or gave notes, or the lack thereof, for Bella Ramsey sabotage her acting, to be honest. Cause like, even from the surface, this is not Ellie. And I don't think it's mostly her fault with a script like that. Why is Ellie so stupid in the show? Like, she's so incompetent and just overall dumb. The vibes that she gives is so inconsistent. Like, Dina does all the job. I feel like it's so lucky that Dina wants to join her. I feel like she wouldn't even survive a few hours outside of Jackson. Like, Dina does all the work in triangulation, in scouting, while just makes stupid jokes like an MCU character. She doesn't sell the idea of being a killing machine like she was in the game. To be fair, we play as her, and how good she is on the game is how good you are at playing at the game. But in skills, she doesn't look competent at all, and there's no scene that showcases her skills. And don't tell me that the stalker scene in the beginning of the season shows that skill, because she got bitten again. The amount of times she got bitten in this show is stupid. It's like a plot armor. I mean, it is a plot armor, but like, it's just like, it really just showcased how she's not good at defending herself. And you know, one time when Dina and Ellie was stuck somewhere, I forgot where it is, but Dina is like, no, we can't fight this, and Ellie is just like, oh yeah, I'm going to be the one fighting this, and don't worry, you just lock yourself right there in that small cage right there, you'll be safe. But she got saved by Jessie anyway. She was struggling, she almost got eaten by a clicker, and so you expect me to believe that she's a killing machine? Sure. Okay. And speaking of Jessie, why is her relationship so hostile with Jessie? While in the game, it's more like, you know, roasting each other, best friend type of roasting chemistry in the game. Ellie is very unreasonable in this. Like, she wants to save random people, but not Jackson. Like, there's a scene where she screams like, oh, I don't care about the community. Or Tommy even, like, what? And also, if the showrunners intended for season 2 to be fully from Ellie's point of view, then why bother showing Abby's monologue of wanting to kill Joel in the beginning of the season? Like, that kills any mystery of the motivation, because if you don't know for the whole season, like if you're a new viewer, you can build up that rage and want for revenge, and we can understand Ellie more, right? Because that's her season. But because we know from the beginning the reasoning, then our reaction is, that's fair, I guess. Can't be too mad at her, it's quite reasonable. But at the same time, Ellie's writing does not support this either. For majority of the scenes, she's not moody, angry, or like sad. Only a few major scenes from the game where she suddenly becomes a short-tempered person every time Abby is mentioned, or basically just copying the game's scenes. And the whole trip to Seattle feels like a short couple weekend getaway, then thirst for revenge, especially what they did in the theater after Dina announces that she's pregnant. Like, yeah, it really, there's just a cognitive dissonance in all this. Last but not least, they revealed their trump card, or their magnum opus if you will, at episode 6 with Joel and Ellie's last conversation in the porch. That's like so stupid. It should have been like the last part of the show. Like, it should be after season 3 even, because like that whole scene sums up the whole point of the game, like the whole point of the story. It makes sense why Ellie is so hellbent on revenge, even though it was a strained relationship. It's like the biggest what if in history, and you know, it makes sense why Ellie is traumatized by Abby. It should have been the scene that glued Abby's and Ellie's story, just like in the game, but it was revealed at the end, so it was more impactful. But because everything is revealed in season 2, I feel like people loses traction, because again, they don't care about Abby. She killed Joel, just like the gamers' reaction when they're playing the game. And it's so funny, like the initial reaction of my family member is exactly the same complaints as gamers had back in 2020. And if you're telling me that's a coincidence, then you're stupid. It actually just proves that Neil Druckmann is a bit delusional about being a talented writer. Look, I'm not saying I'm a talented writer, but as a viewer, I did not enjoy this show at all. You're better off watching the full game cutscenes on YouTube than paying another subscription to watch it officially. That's all for my video. Thank you for watching. And as for the next one, I have no idea.